Caitlin?
One of the best horror games on PS2, The X-Files, Resist or Serve, 2004. Despite how terribly the final season stunk, The X-Files will always be remembered as one of television's most cherished science fiction series. The series was a cultural sensation that revolutionized television for the better from 1993 to 2002, and its impact can still be seen in current shows like As Supernatural, Stranger Things, and, most recently, Marvel's deliciously bizarre and curiously controversial WandaVision. The X-Files, Resist or Serve, is a survival horror game for the PlayStation 2 that was released in 2004. It was developed by Black Ops Entertainment and published by Vivendi Universal Games. It is the third game based on the television series The X-Files, 1993 to 2002, following The X-Files Unrestricted Access, 1997, and The X-Files Game, 1998. The game takes place during the 7th season of the TV show, with 3 new episodes in which FBI Special Agents Fox Mulder and Dana Scully investigate inexplicable deaths in Colorado and discover an extraterrestrial artifact that has the capability to raise the dead. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Exploring X-Files, gameplay, character design, and audio-visual aesthetics. Resist or Serve is a survival horror game with dramatic combat situations and mind-bending puzzles to master. In a nutshell, it's a typical Resident Evil game, complete with tank controls, dynamic fixed camera angles, and 2 separate but intertwined stories depending on which agent gamers select. In Mulder's campaign, greater emphasis is given to combat, while in Scully's, players must do awful scientific experiments and timed autopsies. The agents' flashlights, which dynamically illuminate an area, may be targeted alongside their rifles to stun adversaries. This minor change to the game's rules results in some tremendously terrifying ventures into dark places teeming with monsters that will terrify even the most hardcore horror fans. Throughout the game, you can deploy a total of 5 firearms as well as various weapons like Molotov cocktails. Each level also contains ammunition and supplies that may be used to refresh the player's health. Enemies carry items and ammo from time to time, and the player must slay them before obtaining the item. An inventory is used to keep track of weapons, ammo, and other supplies. To clear levels, the gamer has to face boss opponents who must be defeated before they can progress further. To proceed through the game, you must also solve puzzles. Mulder and Scully keep notes on their investigation throughout the game, which the player may access at any moment from their inventory. It's clear that a lot of effort went into modifying the models for the key characters to make them seem as familiar to their real-life counterparts as possible, and the results are generally pleasing. Although while speaking with one another, the models seem rigid and wooden, and they don't move very smoothly. When toggling circuits or rushing with your gun pulled, the player might find themselves clipping a bit through objects present in the surrounding environment. The game's sound is particularly impressive thanks to the fact that all of the original TV show's cast members, from David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, replayed their roles. The game's dialogue is exceedingly natural, retaining all of Mulder's keen intellect and Scully's sarcastic meekness, and the entire main cast sounds fantastic.
Just because there's a medical cure doesn't rule out a paranormal cause.
I should have stuck the syringe in your ass.
Did I thank you for saving my life?
Because a lot of the music in the game is reused from the show, you'll hear a few essential soundtracks a lot. Some of the SFX are also quite pleasant. The deep crunching sound of a ribcage being sliced during an autopsy is something that sends chills down your spine every single time. why Resist or Serve is the perfect game to check out if you're a fan of horror and sci-fi. The primary reason to suggest the X-Files Resist or Serve is because it's genuinely rather terrifying. Aside from its strict devotion to survival horror gameplay, the voyage through Red Falls in the game's first chapter is notably horrifying, with hyper-aggressive adversaries that appear out of nowhere and leave players with little to no time to react. Despite the fact that they are playing as a trained FBI agent, the game does an excellent job of making players feel intimidated and outnumbered right from the start. As they continue to investigate the mystery and explore new locations, that thrill never truly goes away. The X-Files Resist or Serve has a Metacritic rating of 67 out of 100. The game's gameplay was compared to that of the Resident Evil game series by critics. GameSpot awarded the game a 7.6 out of 10, praising the plot and voice acting, as well as the character model's resemblance to the show's performers, while criticizing the game's repetitive fighting, obstructive camera angles, and annoying puzzles. In a similar vein, the IGN review praised the concept and storytelling, but criticized it for sticking too closely to the Resident Evil template, notably the usage of zombies as the main villains. With its skilled cast and writers, the game promotes itself as an original, lost episode, and it definitely delivers on that promise. Fans of the X-Files might check out Resist or Serve if they've been missing their old pals and want a cool game to revisit their PlayStation 2 this weekend. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone.